All right, fam. Have I got a special one for you here today? Most of you recognize that box. You know what we're taking a look at. So this is the High Grain Designs DeVille. This is a knife I have been just absolutely drooling after since it was announced. And just one that's... I really hate that I missed on the pre-order. But regardless, I ended up with one, so I'm happy. This is first one of his knives, so just showing what comes with them. So you do have additional hardware that came in the bag or in the box. It does come with a high grain sticker, and then you have a COA here. So just a basic business card, and this is a DeVille 11/1/2024, and it is a satin blade, and it does have the dark matter gold handles. Yeah, really nice box. Again, it has all the information on the bottom there. You guys can see that. So let's go ahead and jump into the actual blade itself before we drone on this too far. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful blade. Cannot believe this is his first design, his first production knife, whatever you want to call it. Just an absolute amazing showing. And, I'm super proud of the dude. I mean, this thing is phenomenal. Everything about this knife I love. If you guys are wanting to know anything about it, spoiler alert, if you find one, buy it. Just buy it. If you like the looks of the knife at all, just buy it. Just buy it. So if you can find them anyway. I got lucky and found this at Smoky Mountain this past week while I was out there for my birthday. And they had gotten 3 of each version in. And this one, and they had one of the Damasteel versions still available. So, of course, I wasn't swinging $600 for a Damasteel version, but this one was available, and like I said, I snagged it. Few specs here. You're looking at a 3.18-inch blade, 7.91 overall, 4.6 ounces. Magna cut at 62 to 63, so great job there. These run at $380. Now, again, these are out of stock everywhere. So, again, I apologize if that turns you off. Go ahead and turn off, whatever. But if you're interested in the knife at all, this is one that you can find. If you find one out there, again, jump on it. They are Best Tech OEM'd, or they are OEM'd through Best Tech, I should say, through that conglomerate that is Best Tech. So, insane action. I'll be honest with you, I did not know these were Best Tech. I figured... just with the way this thing feels, and the way the action is, I kind of thought Riot for a little bit, but Best Tech doesn't surprise me, because it does, it does kind of feel Best Tech in a way, but in a way it feels a little better than what I'm used to from a Best Tech OEM blade. So throwing no shade there. That's just talks about saying how good this knife really feels. And the design itself, overall aesthetics, everything about it just works for me. I'm kind of gushing a little bit on this knife, and everybody that picked it up, everybody that handled it this week while I was out, the folks at Blade Runner Outpost were drooling over this. Corey and RJ, they were just absolutely in love with it. Dave Warren and Big Jim out there in Kentucky were drooling over this. So Justin, dude, you did a fantastic job on this, man. Just know that everybody that handled this knife absolutely loved it. It was there was some definite fawning over this thing. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and jump into close-ups on this so we can keep on trekking through here. You've got a black wash titanium bolster here, the gold pivot collar with the same treatment on the pivot. You have the gold dark matter. You do have a few voids here and there. Dark matter is, again, one of those things where you're going to get small little voids in the carbon. It's unavoidable, unfortunately. But that happens sometimes with fat carbon. But, with these, it's just, it's not, they're not bad. And again, it's just an unavoidable thing. Half length, 3/4 length, whatever, back spacer. Again, that same black wash treatment. A really nicely done pocket clip that works very, very well. It's got a nice flat spot there, so it clips really nicely. Again, bolster lock, which you guys know is a Huge favorite of mine. I love a bolster lock knife. Love this blade shape here that we've got going on. Love how it just kind of seamlessly goes into the handle. Just very, very well thought out design. Beautiful minimal front flipper that has jimping all the way around. Very functional jimping all the way around. Just extremely well done. Perfectly centered and just absolutely amazing on those ratios there. I mean, it looks good from every angle. Let's go ahead and flick her open here. Take a look at the lockup. Lockup is stellar. And this blade is gorgeous. A beautiful, beautiful belt satin, deep, deep hollow grind. Really, really nice and thin behind the edge. Super, super slicey. Even this kind of cleaver blade shape here even comes down to a point, comes at an angle just to give you enough of a point for some piercing capabilities. Hand satin on the flats. A little bit of a swedge up here, which is just like a very micro swedge, if you want to call it that. Beautiful blade window, kind of harkens to its name, and then also some of its reference. I believe he stated that it was off of the DeVille and the Nova. Just some beautiful lines on these vehicles that he's kind of basing his design off of. Plunge grind looks phenomenal. Let's go ahead and take a look at that real up close. It's about right there, and because you got this super, super deep hollow grind, you've got all the room in the world for sharpening. I mean, you can see that there, like the plunge grind ends right here. And because of that hollow grind, I mean, you've got all of that room. So you can see that here. See how thin that blade is right there behind that plunge grind. No issues there. Very, very minimal billboarding. You just have the High Grains logo there, which I absolutely love. And then I think he has S90 somewhere on the blade, or excuse me, on MagnaCut somewhere on the blade. We'll check out and see. Sharpening is spot on, which again, Best Tech OEM, you have no issues there. Try to see if we can focus in on that tip. No, we're not going to be able to. That's okay. Let's go ahead and see if I can find where it says, or if it says MagnaCut anywhere on this blade. I don't think it does. Let's see. No, it doesn't say. Nope, no MagnaCut anywhere on there, which is fine. Just that minimal billboarding is perfect for me. So what do I love about the knife? Everything. What do I hate about the knife? Nothing. What do I not like about the knife? Nothing. There's absolutely nothing I would change about this knife. There is absolutely nothing that I would nitpick about this knife. Nada. I mean, this is one of those knives that I would consider this, at least for me, your mileage may vary, but I can say that most people that have picked this knife up would agree. I would consider this a perfect knife for me. The handle size is perfect for my hand. If I need to choke up, I do have this like faux choke up spot here, which works because you have this really nice sharpening choil, and then a really, really solid flat spot here for your finger. So you can kind of get up there and kind of almost a trigger pull type of grip. The jimping is good enough to where even if you only have half your thumb on it, it is still locked in. The handle is neutral enough to where nothing feels out of the ordinary here. So you can come up onto that second choil there and you're just locked in. So you can choke up on the knife. Pulled back a little bit, no issues there whatsoever. My hand just kind of wraps around it just perfectly. Pocket clip disappears in the hand. You have so much access to that bolster lock, or that lock bar. It's just effortless to get in there. The cutout is wide enough that when you do drop the blade, you get right on that little spot right there, and it catches your hand. And I mean, it's not falling. You ain't got to worry about beating the crap out of your knuckle or beating the crap out of your thumbnail with the knife, just letting it drop. It's just going to drop every time perfectly. You're going to hit your thumb right there, and you're so far away. The detent location is insane. I mean, like, break the lock, and there's your detent. So, like, there's fully open, and then there's the detent. Fully open and detent. Like, you come there, and you're already past the detent, and it's going to drop shut from there. Like, hydraulic action right out of the box. Just insane. Blade hole is cut out perfectly. If you want to come further down, like if you need a little lighter detent, you can come further down on this fuller and flick it out that way. But the detent's tuned perfectly for the reverse flick. Hole location is great to be able to thumb flick it. Front flipper works phenomenally. I mean, just really easy to thumb flick. Rollover works great. I've never tried it, but I'm assuming those that can do this whole reach around thing can do this because the jimping is really good. I don't have long enough fingers to do that, so the rollover is where I prefer to use a front flipper. And in this case, it is just so effortless. I mean, because it's got good solid jimping, everything works well. The edge cutouts here are a perfect 90 degrees. So it grabs whatever whatever part of your finger sticks in there, it's going to grab it, and you're going to be able to launch it out. No issues there. He offers interchangeable inlays for these things. They are a bit on the high side. You're talking about $100 and something for camo carbon or fat carbon inlays. Standard carbon fibers are pretty inexpensive. They're in that $60 price point. I think 60 or 65. But then, like I said, the $135 for the fancier inlays. All things considered, that's not a terrible price, but that is a little on the high end. But you're talking about someone who that's what they do is they do inlays, so he's going to know his pricing better than anybody, and his work is extremely good. So yeah, I wouldn't, I'm not hating that at all. As far as everything else, again, it's a, for lack of a better word, it is a perfect knife. I really have zero complaints on it. So, with that, I'm going to go ahead and do a hardware check on it, and then we'll get this video over with. So let's go ahead and break out the T8s. I believe it is all T8 hardware. So even your inlays here are T8 hardware. Perfect on that one. Perfect there. It is a hidden pocket clip screw. That is perfect. Yeah, I have zero issues with any of that. So great job on this knife, man. I really have no critiques. I have nothing that I can give you on it other than just my applause. And I can't wait to see what else you think of next. And trust me, I will not sleep on this next one. So whatever you drop next, man, I'm in on it. So anyway, guys, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. As always, please remember to be kind, be humble, and be EDC. Take care.